Hello, everyone. Greetings. Good morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world at the moment. Some really exciting projects, as you can see, in the sustainable sphere happening around the world. So welcome to our Sustainable Technology webinar brought to you by RS Components. So if anyone who doesn't know who we are, we're a trading brand of Electro Components PLC. It's a FTSE 100 global company. We have over 600,000 products across 2,500 leading suppliers, as well as a range of services supporting industrial, electronics, and electrical industries. So today, this webinar is being brought to you by the team in RS Asia Pacific, specifically our Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia teams. But welcome to anyone who is joining from outside those regions. We have a large footprint in APAC, also including China, Japan, and a number of other markets. So my name is Sean Gilchrist. I'm the Marketing and Planning Manager for Asia Pacific, and I'll be the host/MC for this webinar. And as you can see from the slide there, we have a number of leading global brands who are going to share some insight on sustainable technology and solutions from their respective businesses and areas. Now, the webinar itself will probably be about 90 minutes duration. We're hoping to have some time at the end for questions and answers. I would encourage you, if you do have any questions, please add them into the chat box on the right-hand side. Due to the number of participants we have, if we can't get to the questions at the end, what we will do is try and put together answers for all those questions and share them with all the attendees at the end of the session. So a brief snapshot then of the agenda. So we'll start off with an introduction from Saroo Anwar, who's our Vice President for APAC Strategy Commercial. We'll then hear from the different suppliers we've seen on the screen there. Hugh Tenwai from ABB, Sam Mangian and Damien Stainer from Fluke, Anthony Go from Phoenix Contact, Letitia Adini from Schneider, and then Ronald Rosario and Ian from RS PRO, which is one of our own brands. A few quick housekeeping rules. We do say raise your hand there. We're probably not going to be able to get around to people asking questions. So as I mentioned, please put them in the chat. We'll try to get to them throughout the webinar if we can. If not, cover those at the end. And for all participants who have registered for this webinar with a business email address from Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, or Thailand, and stay till the end of the session, we'll also be sending you a $20 e-gift voucher in your local market in the coming weeks. So with that in mind, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. So Saroo Anwar, as I mentioned, is our Vice President, APAC Strategy and Commercial. He's been instrumental leading the RS APAC business over the last 5 years during COVID, delivering sustained growth, working very closely with a number of our strategic suppliers. So with that in mind, Saroo, I'll hand over to yourself.
Thank you, Sean. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are. I hope, Sean, you can hear me well, right?
Yep, loud and clear.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, as Sean described, my name is Saroo Anwar. I'm the VP for Strategy and Commercial for Asia Pacific. And in my role, I am, the key responsibility that I carry is to bring in front of our customers products and services that help solve their problems. And that's what we do at RS Components across the world. So as part of our strategic vision for 2030, we just launched our ESG plan last year. We call the plan For a Better World. And it is a plan to support a more sustainable and inclusive world. As part of our ESG plan, we are bringing our people, customers, suppliers, and communities together and trying to help accelerate our positive impact and deliver to our purpose, which is making amazing happen for a better world. We have 4 key set of goals by 2030. Number 1, advancing sustainability. Number 2, championing education. Number 3, empowering our people. And number 4, doing business responsibly. And against each one of these 4 elements, we have a clear set of supporting actions that we are working on as we speak, and there would be actions that we would be taking over the next few years to eventually become net zero by 2030. And that is the pledge that we have taken for, as we said, for a better world in the future. As you would imagine, that electro components, and if I may say, we had just announced a change of the holding group, name change of the holding group. So we will no more be called electro components. We will be called RS Group starting 1st of May 2022. So any further references to electro components PLC should cease from 1st of May, and our group shall be called RS Group PLC from 1st of May. So at RS Group PLC, with the amount of diverse product range and services that we have, we play at the center of global industrial segment, or global industrial manufacturing and service segment. And we provide products and service solutions that help our customers design, build, maintain, improve, and protect their equipments and operations and people. And every day, we help our customers make amazing happen for a better world, because we bring to them innovative engineering solutions to keep business, critical industries, and communities running. And what you would see today from our top supplier partners over here, that includes ABB, Fluke, Schneider, Phoenix Contact, and our own brand, RS Pro, the kind of technologies and support and services we can bring to you, working together with these leading companies that are championing ESG and sustainability. So as I said, as RS Group PLC, we are committed to being a strong and sustainable business and bring to our people, customers, suppliers, and communities together to accelerate our positive impact. And we are determined to leverage our global scale and innovative products and service solutions to advance sustainability and improve lives. So with that, I will leave it to Sean, leave you with Sean and the rest of our supplier partners over here to take you through some of the key things that they can help you with. And I hope you enjoy the session, and please do ask us any questions you have as we go through, and we'll try and answer that in the best way we can. Thank you, Sean.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Saru. So we'll move on to our first speaker. So Hugh Tenwai is the Product Marketing Director, ELSP for ABB, and he'll be talking about the digital solutions for safe, intelligent, and sustainable electrification. For anyone who doesn't know ABB, they're a leading global technology company that energizes the transformation of society and industry to achieve a more productive, sustainable future. By connecting software to its electrification, robotics, automation, and motion portfolio, ABB pushes the boundaries of technology to drive performance to new levels. So with that in mind, I'll hand over to Hugh. Greetings, Hugh. Good morning.
Yep. Hi. Good morning, everyone.
Excellent.
Hopefully, everyone
can hear you loud and clear. I'll leave it to you.
All right. Good. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You can everyone call me Hugh. So I'm the Product Marketing Director from ABB Malaysia. So today I'm going to discuss with you all on the sustainable topic on the electrifications through using the digital solutions from our ABB software package, which is called ABB Ability. Maybe some of you all have already been hearing about ABB Ability throughout the whole sessions of we focusing on the digitalization solutions throughout the years. All right. So first of all, before we actually discuss regarding digitalizations or discuss about sustainable solutions throughout all the industries or all the focus segments, the most important part we are needed to actually understand, which is data. Data is actually one of the most important assets that we needed to have. By understanding the data, we are actually able to help our customers, or we help all the end users throughout this focus industries on cost reductions, increase comfort, drive efficiency, and also optimize the best solutions throughout all the operations of the plants. So you can see from the diagrams here, we have actually been investing on our ABB Ability solutions for buildings, e-mobility, data centers, utility, F&B, and also oil and gas. All right. So all these investments, we have come out our major 4 pillars, which is energy management, asset management, e-mobility, and building management. we have been actually collecting data and using the data to create the most comprehensive software package, which is called ABB Ability, and able for us to use the data and create the better sustainable solutions for all the end users. So from here about these presentations today, I'm actually focusing more towards on energy management and asset management, which I will actually discuss a little bit furthermore on the later stage. All right, first of all, when we're actually talking about sustainability, how to actually achieve sustainability in terms of electrification point of view, the very first topic we needed to actually understand is energy management. When we talk about energy management point of view, what will be the first things come to your mind? Definitely will be digital. Digital is the only platform that we have at the moment, fastest, safest, and the most convenient for us to actually collect data throughout all the investors, all the aspects, and all the factors. So in the end, with all the data, we have been able to actually come to a conclusions on able to create an energy management system for all the relevant parties, especially to the industrial parties. So about energy management strategy, ABB has been actually putting a lot of thoughts about how to actually create a cost saving structures for all the end users throughout the whole world. So we have a mandate on talking about 5 to 15% of cost saving possible. So in these situations of our new software package, we are able to actually reduce our cost savings to 5 to 15% capability with our 6 major core pillars. So first of all, we needed to understand the established targets for energy usage. Different industries, different customers, different end users, or different operations definitely have a different targets to achieve. We have all the R&D's collection data from the very beginning, many years back until today, with our experience of understanding each of the segments of the industries, we're able to actually advise customer how to actually establish targets and also how to control the energy usage. Go to the second pillar. In order for us to actually go for the energy management, the first thing we needed to do is monitoring. Without monitor, without data, without reporting, we are unable to move to the next step. So this core functions is very important for us. To move on to the third one, definitely is load planning and forecasting. In order to start to have a saving, the accuracy of forecasting is very important. So with our software package, with the data that we have that collected, we're able to help our customers to go for the load planning and the forecasting in terms of the 5 to 15% savings in future. The next thing, we are talking about balancing energy usage. Sometimes we really can't save. We really have to use the energy, but we are able to go for the most optimized situations, which is balancing the usage of each of the segments or the applications from each of the industry. So from here, we're still able to actually give the best solutions, and with the best solutions, we come out to the last thing, which is called optimizations. So this is all the 5 cores that we're actually talking about to go for 5 to 15% of cost savings. So talking about the industrial demand side of energy management, ABB is always in the positions to understand each of the top priorities, especially on the heavy energy usage consumption, talking about energy costs, efficiency, and environmental implications. So from all these aspects that you can see from this screen, from renewable expansions, demand and supply, and market liberalizations, we're talking about a conclusions of demand side management. From here, our major topic to be discussed, energy efficiency and load management. So coming to the modular software solutions, energy management is a huge topic. We have created several modular solutions to help customers in terms of how to actually measure each of the situations that you are running. First of all, we started with measure monitor. This is first module. Second module is identify and alarm, report and analyze as a third, and forecast and optimize as a fourth. So all these modules able to help us to guide customers to understand what will be the best solutions that needed, and in the end, it will actually group up to become a full solution of energy management perspective. All right, so as a conclusion, 3 major topics that we needed to discuss on the energy cost. First of all, can we reduce the price of you pay? Can we decrease your energy consumption? And the third one, can we increase your energy cost effectiveness? With ABB Ability Software Package Solutions, we are able to answer you is a yes for all these 3 energy cost savings point of view. All right. So in the very beginning of the presentations, as which I mentioned today, I will actually focusing more towards the energy and asset managers point of view. This is the major 2 products under the ABB Ability software modules that are able to help most of the industrial users to monitor, to save, and to optimize. First of all, what is Energy Manager? Basically, Energy Manager is a monitoring and control load management software perspective to help all the users to understand and to optimize the usage of your plant. Asset Manager is a totally different compared to the Energy Manager. Asset Manager is a software package that allows you to understand the behavior of each of the component usage in your plant, all the electrical component behaviors, maximum usage, and also you can create a preventive maintenance program for all the components that related to the electrification system. So let's go a little bit overview on the Energy Manager. So ABB Ability Energy Manager is an energy management tool. As you can see from the screenshot here, this is a simple energy management tool. You can see your minimum, maximum. You can even actually understand your usage, forecasting your usage, and also to understand where is your losses in terms of this simple interface itself. It's a cloud-based platform and plug-and-play solution. It's very, very simple to use. And the most important thing is it's not a SCADA, BMS, or ERP. It's a full digital cloud-based platform that is important for us to understand. If you wanted to optimize anything and anything about your plant, you definitely have to access your data anytime, anywhere, and using any devices. As long as you're connected to the cloud and you're having internet access. So this is the best thing about our ABB Ability Energy Manager. So in terms of understanding the plant is really anywhere and anytime. It's not a complex and it's very simple plug and play to use. And it works with most of our low wattage component and even our medium wattage component as well. Right? So the 6 pillars of how the Energy Manager works, the key features. Starting with monitoring, which you can see the print screen that I showed to you on the interface just now. You can generate reports. You can actually using the report to go for the energy audit. You can even have alertings, live alerting as well, what is happening to your plant. You can even create a cost management through the energy monitoring, the data that you collected to create a cost management plan. And also you can have a multi-utility monitoring, which is you also can monitor on the water, gas, heating, power consumption in a one single dashboard. So this is how easy, comprehensive details that we can go for on our Energy Manager software package. So next one, regarding Asset Manager. ABB Asset Manager is an asset management tool to monitor the condition and the performance of your electrical system from low voltage to medium voltage. As I mentioned just now, you can actually understand the trend, the behavior that your usage on stressing the components that you're running through your low voltage and medium voltage electrical system. From there, you can create your preventive maintenance plan in order for you to understand your cost efficiency solutions, in order to create your CapEx and OpEx planning, and also you're able to manage your plant shutdown or your plant service schedules in a very, very proper way. In these situations, you are creating a very sustainable situations where you control your costs in a perfect way, and you do not have any additional losses in terms of any ad hoc breakdown in future. Right? So again, we also have the 6 major pillars on how the asset manager runs. Asset health, it's actually create the health conditions of each of the electrical components from low voltage and medium voltage. Events and notifications, you always understand each of the component, outgoing or incoming, what is the events and notification happening. Asset management, you can plan, you can have preventive maintenance plan, and also you can know when to shut down and when to operate your operations in a proper manner and optimized level. Preventive maintenance, this is one of the flagship and one of the most important core functions that we have on the asset management, because we are able to create a preventive maintenance plan so that you will know when is the thing that potential to break down. Service activities and reporting is also important for us to actually cascade the information to our clients. So this is a full overview of what Energy and Asset Manager as a software package able to communicate and able to connect on our low voltage and medium voltage product. As you can see, we are able to cover almost every single components that ABB can supply under an electrical system, from the upstream of medium voltage down to our UPS, down to our ACB, MCCBs, and even up to a very simple core of MCBs switches. We are able to actually connect back to our hub, go to the cloud system, and you're able to have all the access of Energy and Asset Manager anywhere, anytime. So one of the examples, most famous examples that ABB Ability Asset Managers have is we actually install and also commissions and running on our asset managers on one of the world, not one of the world, the tallest building in the world, which is Burj Khalifa. We have our switchgear, our ACBs connected everything to the cloud systems, and we know when we needed to have a preventive maintenance on our, especially on our ACBs. This will also help the building management people to know which sections to have shutdowns and also early notify all the tenants and also all the operations of the hotels, offices inside Burj Khalifa. So this Burj Khalifa has been a proven situation that they appreciate and they're really, really thankful how asset manager helped them to run the whole building services point of view. All right. With this last reference, I'll end my presentations. If everyone have any questions, you can always drop by on the chat box for me to answer. All right.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Hugh. Really insightful. I think the power of data and making sure it's simple to use for end users, a couple of key takeouts there. Now, there are some questions in the chat. We will be compiling those and trying to get to them at the end of the presentation. So thank you for all the questions. If anyone has missed some of the sound or had some issues earlier in the presentation, as mentioned in the chat box, we will be recording this session in full to send that out in case you've missed anything. All right, so if we move along, so we're now going to hear from Sam Mangian and Damien Stainer. Sam, Senior Product Manager for Fluke Australia, and Damien, Sales Executive for Fluke Australia, on looking at identifying the easiest energy savings in your facility. And for those who aren't aware of Fluke, they're a multinational corporation, a trusted leader in test and measurement for industrial electronic service installation and maintenance, electrical and temperature, indoor air quality and process calibration. So with that in mind, I'll hand over to you, gentlemen. Thank you. Take the stage.
Thank you, Sean. Welcome, everyone. Today we'll be discussing the application of one of our sustainability tools, which is the II900 acoustic imager, to achieve sustainability by improving operational efficiency, maintaining production quality, improving labour efficiency and saving energy, and lowering overall maintenance costs. I'll discuss the benefits and savings and methods, while Damien, our sales executive, will go through the common, easy-to-use applications of the technology. On a plant, about up to 30% of a site's energy can be used to produce compressed air. Of this energy, up to 50% of the energy bills can be lost in leaks. This equates to a lot of energy and costs being wasted, and a lot of gaseous mediums and pollutants being released into the atmosphere. The most common way to identify these leaks is to use specialized listening devices. The problem is that this requires trained specialists who are often hard to retain in the current labour market and very expensive to contract. This work is often done after hours or during shutdowns when background noise is minimal and dangerous, difficult to reach locations are a little more accessible. This is often when labour costs are at their highest and missed production is unavoidable. Besides being expensive, the method can be very time-consuming, often missing the most critical parts of the plant where locations are inaccessible, as they are often too high, below walkways, or just impossible to get close to, as these are parts of the dangerous parts of the plant or operational parts of plants. Even when you have this data, it is often to justify the expense and the disruption to your plant, it is often very difficult to create the reports, further inflating the cost as the time is spent by these trained specialists to produce such reports. Another common method commonly used is by using listening and touch for leaks to check leaks and bubbles with soapy water, or even expensive products such as what we know as a snoop. This method can be very time consuming and is very much a hit and miss approach. It relies on being able to get very close to the leak, which is often impossible, and reducing the noise in a noisy environment. So it's very hard to reach those critical area locations, and it's very often misses those smaller leaks. The advantage of how it can be done now and using the Fluke II900 acoustic imager, this device combines the advantage of acoustic performance with easy to operate visual indicators and a very simple and easy way of identifying and reporting such leaks. The clear visual indicator of sound requires no specialist training. It is very intuitive to operate and can be operated by anyone and trained in a matter of minutes. Reporting is simple and automatic. It provides the location, photo records, cost savings in the report, and an easy way to add additional notes. Being able to detect the leaks as far as 50 meters away allows you to approach those hard to reach locations, which are either dangerous or just inaccessible. Even using the method of acoustic reflection of harder surfaces, you can even identify leaks that are visually not in front of you and being reflected off of a hard surface. The advantage of the microphones and filter technology on the device means that the noisy environment that you can be present in can be filtered out. You can hone into the associated frequencies just associated with the leaks. Reporting is made easy, making the justification and reporting savings easy to record. Some of the benefits of using such a device: because it's so easy, an apprentice can regularly identify the small leaks during normal operational hours. So automatically you don't have to have somebody who's trained up through a specialist training course. By identifying small leaks, you can identify them quickly before they become large leaks, causing those shutdowns that you definitely want to avoid on site. Equipment continues to operate correctly. So by identifying those leaks, you can make sure your equipment operates at its prime and that you're not getting quality issues with your products, therefore reducing waste and scrap and also avoiding lost production. Also, by identifying leaks with compressors and your compressors and motors have to operate less frequently. This therefore reduces the maintenance that you have on that equipment and further saving your energy costs. Also, by identifying leaks and maximizing capacity from these systems, it avoids a costly need to do capital upgrades and therefore saving money on high capital costs, but also avoiding the production time lost doing these upgrades. So besides identifying the repairs more easily in normal operating hours, you can quickly check your repair. So when you do the repair, You can easily check to see if that leak repair has been successful, therefore avoiding the need to come back and affect your production once again. So let's have a look at the technology that makes it all capable. There are 64 miniature digital microphones that are able to tune in onto that noise in the leak. This is obviously a lot more effective than using a human ear and other specialist listening devices. There is also a nice, big, easily identifiable display, so that leak is visually identifiable, and therefore we can take a picture of that leak for the reporting purposes and evidence purposes. The easy-to-use 7-inch LCD display that you can see there is readable in direct sunlight and is backlit, so it is easily readable in poor lit environments. It's also important to note, besides leaks, we do have a version of the device which also can be used in addition to leaks, but can be used for partial discharge and corona effects to obviously look at optimizing your electrical distribution that supplies the compressors and motors. So what I'd like to do now is hand over to Damien, our sales executive, who regularly goes on these sites to help customers identify such leaks. He'll go through the many common and unique applications where this device has been used so effectively. Over to you, Damien.
Thanks, Sam. Hello, everyone. I suppose my name's Damien. I'm the Victorian Sales Manager. I suppose I just want to go over a few application photos that we do have here. And I suppose I'll try and sort of tend to maybe some questions that I've already seen in the chat there as well. So in the top left there, we were able to identify a natural gas leak. We actually simulated that through the gauge by loosening it off a little bit. This was on top of a brick kiln for a brickyard. So on top of, our compressed air leaks that the II900 can detect, it can also detect vacuum and gas leaks. So when we say gas leaks and vacuum leaks and compressed air leaks, we're able to identify it, like Sam said, from up to 50 meters away in full noise environments. So there's no need to shut production down. This can be part of your preventative maintenance plan. If you own one of these industrial images, you're able to put it as part of as your maintenance plan or your routine maintenance. In the top center photo, we're able to detect an air leak from on top of a gantry. So that was probably close to maybe 10 or 15 meters away. Very handy. So the one on the top right there is just a standard compressed air leak coming from the fitting there. And I suppose probably the two most important photos here are the bottom left and the bottom right. So we're able to help identify leaks from outside of the mechanical guarding. So there's no need to enter or shut down the machine during production. We're able to walk around the mechanical barriers, identify leaks, see the severity of the leak, and then you're able to sort of make a judgment on whether you want to shut the machine down and fix the leak, or wait till the next the next shutdown of the for maintenance. These photos here are from other demonstrations I've done. So, when people ask, can they be, used in noisy environments? So that top left photo there, that was actually done at a paper mill while the paper mill was still running. Very, very noisy environment. That image there was actually detecting a compressed air leak that was inside the cabinet. So if you look at that bottom left image there, that was once we opened the cabinet door, we were able to identify where that leak was inside the cabinet. And you can also see that little white tag from the air leak audit they had done 3 weeks previous to that. That top center one from the same place again, we're able to sort of find the leak coming out of the cabinet door through the seal there. Once again, the bottom center one, we opened up the cabinet and identified where that leak was inside there. So I suppose the main thing from these ones here, they were all done at the same premises. they had the air leak audit done 3 weeks prior to me arriving and doing this demonstration. Basically, the air leak audit took them 5 days to complete in the company there, at a cost of $1,500 a day. So it was $7,500 to do the whole air leak audit with a report at the end. The information from the customer, I was there doing it for 2 hours, a demonstration, and he said I found 40% of those leaks in 2 hours, and I found leaks that the audit didn't find. And one of those leaks was the pictures on the far right there, so they were up high. The advantage of having a Fluke II900 is that we're able to identify leaks in hard to reach places. There's no need to get a ladder out or scissor lift out to try and identify these leaks. We can find these leaks before having to get all that equipment out. Once we've identified it, then you can go and get the necessary equipment to go out and fix it. So like we mentioned, the II900 can find these leaks from up to 50 meters away. As Sam mentioned as well, we do have our II910 variant as well, which does all of this, plus picks up partial discharge on high voltage networks, and we're able to identify and locate partial discharge from up to 110 meters away. So in regards to intrinsically safe, the unit isn't intrinsically safe. However, being able to sort of identify and capture these air leaks or partial discharge hopefully brings you outside that zone 1 area, and it hopefully avoids that, but you may need to get a hot works permit to do it anyway. Now, in having an instrument like this, I suppose it's a little bit useless without a good reporting tool. So with Fluke II900 910, we have a reporting tool, which is a free reporting tool. Very easy to use. You only need to answer a few questions at the start, sort of the hours of operations of the business, and roughly, or if you know exactly what the electricity tariff is, you're able then to put your photos into this report, and it will give you a nice, clear, page-by-page report of each leak and what that leak is costing the company per year if it wasn't to be fixed. So a great benefit, especially from a maintenance team of a large company or a large plant, is that you can then go and, instead of having these air leak audits, which are quite expensive, only once a year, you're able to sort of take this around on a monthly or quarterly basis, go around, fix all these leaks as they appear, and you're able to sort of provide your management then a dollar value of what you've saved the company on their energy use. So a great little tool there. We're able to sort of identify, the liters per minute, how much it's costing as an estimate per year if it wasn't fixed, and all those sort of decibel ratings of the leak. So that's pretty much it from the II900. If you've got any questions, please, leave them in there. We will be able to answer these hopefully at the end of the session. If not, we can get back to you with some answers. But if you'd like a demonstration, please contact your local RS account manager, and we'll be able to help and come out on the site.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Damien. I know, hearing the feedback from some of our RS sales team when they do those demos, a lot of end users are amazed because there's things that they don't know were occurring. So we've definitely seen some great feedback from RS customers on that product as well. So as I mentioned, please put them in the chat. I know Sam and Damien covered a few of those in the presentation, but we'll try to get to as many of those as we can at the end. So our next speaker, Anthony Go. So from Phoenix Contact, we'll be talking about true power reliability and efficiency. He's the regional key account manager for Phoenix Contact, and Phoenix Contact's a global market leader and innovator for electrification, networking, and automation on the path to a smart world. Their solutions are used wherever processes are required to run automatically. Example, that could be in industrial production facilities, the fields of renewable energy, infrastructure, complex device connectors. Basically used wherever power or data flows are connected, distributed, and controlled. and they help partners to develop sustainable applications with more efficient processes to reduce their costs. So with that, Anthony, I'll hand over to you.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone can hear me. Okay, my name is Anthony. I'm from Phoenix.
Can hear you, Anthony.
Singapore. Okay. Yeah, I'm the regional key account manager supporting RS in Southeast Asia. So today I'm going to share to you Phoenix Contact, our efficient and sustainable products, for your application. Maybe before I start, I just give you guys a very quick intro of who we are. Phoenix Contact, we are a private-owned company founded back in 1923. So we are 99 years this year. In fact, next year we are celebrating our 100 years anniversary. Our HQ is based in Bamberg. We are a German company. We have 55 subsidiaries across the globe, and we have 11 production sites worldwide. So for Phoenix Contact, we are always inspiring innovation, and we aim to provide you creative solutions on your journey towards a smart electronic and automation world. So for us, Phoenix Contact, when most people see us, they think that we only have a terminal block. Is it true? Yes, we did invented the first terminal block back in 1928. But throughout the years, we have been adding more and more products into our portfolio. As it stands, we have more than 100,000 products right now. So we believe we definitely can find the right solution for your application, be it like a terminal block, a power supply, surge protection devices, HMI, network switch, even down to crimping tools, automated stripping tools. We have it all. Today, we even have our own PLC technology. So for us, with so many products in our portfolio, how do we actually classify them? We actually break them down into 5 functional areas. Basically, anything you can see inside the control cabinet, Phoenix, we are able to provide you a solution. The first group is power reliability, which I'll be touching on later. This includes products like our power meter, our power supply, our UPS, surge protection devices, circuit breaker. On the connectivity side, we have our terminal blocks, push in, screw in. We have our heavy duty field cabling and connectors. We have our switching relay and signal conditioner. And of course, I think on the planning and productivity side, when you have terminal blocks, you will need the accessories. So we have our marking and labeling. We even have our Project Complete software to supplement our complete line solution. On the safety side, we have our safety controller, our safety remote I/O, our safety relay, our safety sensor. This year, we even have come out with our own emergency stop switches. And on the last portion, the control network and remote connectivity, this is mainly on the communication. So we have our controllers, our remote I/O, industrial PC, network switches, managed, unmanaged, internet connector, system cablings for PLC. So it's impossible for me to go through every product line by line. That will take me too long. So instead, today I'm just going to share to you the concept of our power reliability, the arcing values, and what efficient and sustainable products Phoenix can provide to you. As you know, for critical infrastructure, power reliability is very critical. It's very important. Can you imagine when there's a disruption to our power grid, where there's no more electricity, no more lights, no more aircon? How about the power side, our waterworks, when there's no more clean water, or even worse, when there's no more water? And when there's disruption to our telco, when there's no more internet, I think this will kill more people than the COVID. Or no more transportation, like disruption to our train services. All these infrastructure are very critical because any disruption to it, they will cause inconvenience to our daily life. So how? We have to ensure continuity of all these essential services. We have to mitigate all the risks, and we have to enhance all the recovery and provide redundancy. But how can we do it? So today, I'm just going to share 5 tips to achieving a total power reliability system for you. The first, we have to always prepare for the worst. The product must be able to operate in extreme temperature or maybe in a very harsh operating environment, maybe like a corrosive environment. We have to think broad that the product must be energy efficient. It must be operational and easy to maintain. Products must give us continuous power. Oops. The product must give us continuous power to ensure a seamless operation, no disruption to our system. And last but not least, I think the accessibility to data with the current technology is important for us to harness all this data, to do preventive, to do predictive countermeasure. The solution, the products is out there in the market, but it will be for nothing if we do not have it installed in our system. So we have to be proactive. We have to get it installed. So let me just share some of the typical challenge we face, we hear from our customers towards a power reliability system. From the input side, there will be power failure, power dip, where some countries, this power supply is not stable, switching transient, power surge, over under voltage. From the load side, you may experience like overloading, a short circuit resulting in total power loss, and lack of diagnostic information. Your product may not come with all this diagnostic information to be able to give you preventive, predictive information for us to do countermeasure. So always select the right products. Now that we know, now we understand the typical challenges, the product itself must be able to provide a robust protection to be able to operate in extreme temperature, to be able to provide a redundant system, must be able to give us continuous power. It must also be energy efficient, because 1% lower efficiency in any products, it actually result in 30% more heat losses, which also in return, your product lifespan expectancy will go down. And of course, intelligent monitoring, we have to harness all the data, as what I mentioned earlier, to provide you a maximum system reliability. These are the 4 critical points that you have to take note of. So what can Phoenix provide for you? To protect, we have our surge protection devices, to prevent unexpected surges for your system. We have power SPD or signal SPD. We have our EM Pro to monitor the status, the health of your system. We have our Queen 4, our power supply, AC to DC, DC to DC. Our Queen 4 comes with a 20% static boost. It also comes with 2 times dynamic boost. And we also have our Queen SO ring to provide you a complete redundancy system. And to secure your whole system, you can opt to get our electronic circuit breaker. Our products is designed to operate in harsh environment. It's designed to give you zero downtime. It's highly reliable, energy and operational efficient. It can provide you remote monitoring and control. We believe it's only when you put together all these products from us, only then you can achieve true power reliability. And that's all from me. So if you are more interested in Phoenix products, you can always check with RS, and we will be glad to reply any question at the end of the session. Back to you, Sean.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Anthony. And we will be adding the contact details for your local RS office. So obviously, again, if you want any specific queries around that are more sales related or demo related, you'll be able to contact them as well. So I might also just ask, thanks, Sam and Damien have been answering quite a few of the questions in the chat. So Hugh and Anthony, if you are able to go into the chat, if there's any questions you are able to answer there, it might just mean we can get to more questions before the end of the session. That would be brilliant. All right, so moving on to Schneider Electric. So Letitia Adini is the e-mobility national BDM for Schneider Electric here in Australia. Should we talk about electric mobility for a net zero future? So Schneider's purpose is to empower all, to make the most out of our energy and resources, building progress and sustainability for all. Schneider Electric drive digital transformation by integrating world-leading process and energy technologies to realise the full efficiency and sustainability opportunities for your business. So definitely an exciting topic and something that is growing very fast. Letitia, I'll hand over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Does the sound good?
Yep, loud and clear. All good.
Awesome. Great. Hi, everyone. So thanks for the intro. My name is Letitia Odini, based in Sydney. I'm the national BDM for our e-mobility solutions and segment here in Australia. So today we're going to talk about how Schneider's e-mobility solutions are helping homes, cities, buildings transition to a net zero future mobility. So transport plays a critical role in our everyday lives, but it's quite energy intensive. In 2021, it represented 23% of greenhouse gas emissions. Despite the pandemic, CO2 emissions from the transportation sector are expected to rise to 60% by 2050 in the absence of mitigation measures. Today, future-focused cities, local governments, transit authorities, luckily are pioneering energy projects aimed at green mobility. One way they're doing this is through fleet electrification of their public buses transportation. So 36 major global cities have signed the Fossil Fuel Street Declaration, promising to buy only zero emissions buses from 2025. And we have also heard of a number of European countries that have set target to ban the sales of petrol and diesel vehicles, for instance. Electric mobility adoption is accelerating very fast all over the world, with EV sales increasing 120% in 2021. So Bloomberg New Energy Finance predicts EVs to reach around 16% market share globally in 2025. And at the same time, electric mobility is changing the driver's habits. They charge when they stop instead of stopping to charge. Around 90% of the charging currently takes place at homes, at work, or at destination. By destination, we mean office buildings, hotels, could be hospitals, retail, etc. This charging behavior will impact buildings when e-mobility is at scale, with potentially up to 45% more energy and demand required. So how can we face this challenge? That's what we're going to try to answer throughout this presentation. Digital technologies are going to be key to integrate the whole e-mobility ecosystem, and that goes beyond the charging stations. It includes the smart interconnection with the grid, the buildings, the infrastructure, the drivers, the on-site renewables, and finally microgrids to secure power availability and cost efficiencies. So when you're implementing EV infrastructure in buildings, it'll require the smart integration of all those elements to guarantee energy efficiency and sustainability. That's why energy management technologies are becoming critical to address the electric mobility transition. Here's an example in the US where AlphaStructure, a Schneider Electric venture, has provided an end-to-end fleet electrification infrastructure project for Montgomery County. So the customer had three challenges. The first one was electrification. They were converting a municipal bus fleet to 100% electric buses. The second challenge was resilience. They were faced with extreme weather events and extended past power outages. And the third challenge was sustainability. So they have a target to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by 2027 and 100% by 2035. AlphaStructure, using Schneider Electric technologies, were able to provide really what is a first of its kind energy as a service fleet electrification infrastructure project, which integrated the electric buses powered by on-site renewable energy generation with solar PV and battery energy storage systems, microgrid controls, and electric bus fast chargers. So a key takeaway for me from this project is that projects that boost sustainability have impacts, far beyond the decarbonization. They're real cost efficiencies and operational efficiencies that result in power reliability through microgrids, power monitoring and on-site maintenance services, on-site generation with storage enables to have basically an ongoing autonomous operation. Some of you may be familiar with EV100, a global initiative bringing, together companies, so around 120 organizations today who are committed to electrifying their own company fleet to 100% by 2030. So Schneider Electric signed up to EV100, I think 2 years ago now. And yeah, I'd encourage all of you, wherever you are located in the world, to take a look at this initiative. I've been, one of the first employees here in Australia with an electric vehicle, the Hyundai Ioniq, which you can see on the photo there. And yeah, it's been an incredible driving experience, but it's also great to know that you're driving in a vehicle that doesn't emit any CO2, especially given the very high fuel prices at the moment. So how do we future-proof our homes, our buildings, and cities with the right infrastructure to cater for the new energy landscape? At Schneider, basically, we provide end-to-end e-mobility solutions for you or your customers, starting with, the core infrastructure, so the electric vehicle smart charging infrastructure, the power infrastructure, low voltage to medium voltage, and dedicated load management systems for your EV chargers. But our expertise spans beyond the products and technologies to, for instance, specific consulting studies for the electrification of your fleet, to help you upgrade the power system on site to incorporate what we call DERs, so distributed energy resources such as solar storage, etc. And also helping you define the energy and asset management strategies for your site. And finally, by providing DR and microgrid systems, we allow for a fully decarbonized and reliable energy supply, as well as potentially helping you with your different financing models, providing energy as a service, etc. So all these solutions and services form part of what we basically call EcoStruxure for e-mobility. And that's how we're helping our clients reach their ambition of 100% net zero mobility. Obviously, we can't sell only just the EV charger. That's not enough. It's part, as you can understand, of an entire ecosystem. So we're driving a 3-step transformation across hardware, software, and services. So the connected products, which is the base layer, you have your charging stations, both AC and DC chargers, your protection devices, your circuit breakers, your power meters, your low voltage and medium voltage switchboards, transformers, etc. Then at the edge control, which is your on-site software, you have the Wiser Energy Center for residential homes. And for commercial, we have our dedicated EV load management system, which could integrate to your energy management system or your building management system on site. And then finally, we finish at a third layer, which is in the cloud, the apps, analytics, and services, where we have, softwares to enable users to remotely supervise and easily commission, monitor, and control their EV charging infrastructure and potentially enroll that into a broader multi-site virtual power plant. Now, I just want to highlight two key solutions to future-proof your buildings with EV infrastructures, which are currently being deployed at scale by our customers globally. The first one is power busways. So one of the largest expenses involved in the installation of several charging points comes from the cabling. The chargers required for electric cars are often cabled directly from the switchboard. So one electrical cable per charging station for 1 or 2 parking spaces. That increases significantly the number of parallel electrical cables that are required. In indoor installations, for instance, an underground car park, the cable can actually be substituted with this prefabricated busbar trunking system called canalis busway, whereby the power flows through the busbar to tap-off units, and you basically have one little tap-off unit on top of each future or existing EV charger, so 1 per parking space, like you can see on the photo on the left-hand side there. Power busways are a great alternative to cable installation for underground or undercover car parks, where you will have today or in the future electric vehicle charging infrastructure. The installation allows to save significant installation costs compared to traditional cabling when considering the duration of installation. So you save a lot of time, and also when considering the cost of materials. And finally, future expansion is much easier, as you can simply extend the existing bus bar or just have tenants require and install their EV chargers as you go across the years. To complement your power busway, you may need a dedicated on-site load management system. Because one of the key challenges for building owners that we see here in Australia and all over the world is how to size the EV charging infrastructure for today, but most importantly for the future, without exceeding your maximum demand and power demand on site, without necessarily having to upgrade the full electrical switchboard and the overall infrastructure from your medium voltage to low voltage, which could be very expensive, but also not necessarily feasible. But it ultimately, in the coming years, you want to be able to cater potentially for 100% of your parking spots that are EV ready. So that's the purpose of EV charging experts, which allows to dynamically distribute the available power in your building amongst the charging stations using flexible smart rules defined by the system's algorithms. So the EV charging experts connect to your AC and DC EV chargers through OCPP. In real time, it's controlling the output and the set point of these EV chargers, but at the same time, it integrates with the rest of the building's electricity meters to know how much my building needs to use, and whatever spare electricity is available is then allocated to the different EV chargers. So the intention is to maximize the building continuity of service while offering fair EV charging capabilities to the EV users, but we're also managing user access and authentication through the EV charging expert dashboards. You can remotely control your entire installation, and most importantly, you can actually centralize all the configuration to manage up to 1,000 charging stations per site. So it's really quite a powerful system that can also work in conjunction with, say, a mobile billing app or an energy management software. I hope the presentation is giving you or has given you a good overview of our e-mobility solutions globally, and how we can support you, whether you're an installation partner, an end user, an electrical consultant. Schneider Electric is present globally, and we're here to provide end-to-end solutions for you around e-mobility and sustainability, using safe, sustainable, and scalable solutions, whether it's for a home, a building, a public depot, or your fleet. And I'll conclude with a flagship project we recently completed in Australia for the largest commercial building located in Sydney, where we installed 74 EV-Link AC chargers, which have been integrated to our dynamic load management system, EV charging experts. And integrated into the broader energy management software and SCADA, controlling the entire electrical infrastructure on the site. So power monitoring expert and EcoStruxure power operation. So yeah, very exciting projects. We have a number of case studies that we can share. If you want to learn more, feel free to head to our website as well, or follow us on LinkedIn, and happy to answer any questions in the chat. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Letitia. Really insightful, and obviously something that is going to go from strength to strength and is really critical, especially with the current prices of petrol. And yeah, it definitely made Elon Musk a very rich man. So yeah, do also want to call out Schneider as well, because they really are a leader, not only with these products, but in being a sustainable companies want to do a lot of things behind the scenes, which is great. And the EcoStruxure range that Letitia mentioned, we are starting to bring on board, not all of the products, but you'll see quite a lot of those products become available if they're not already on the RS website over the coming months and time. So awesome. Thanks so much, Letitia. As mentioned, if you want to drop any questions in the chat, Letitia, if you are able to answer any of those, that would be brilliant. And anything that doesn't get answered, we'll try and pick up at the end. So we'll just move along. So to our final presentation for the day. RS Pro is our own brand, if you didn't see from the logo. And we're going to have Ronald Rosario, who's the RS Pro Manager and Sales Effectiveness for Southeast Asia, and Ian McGregor, who's the RS Pro Product Manager for Australia and New Zealand, talking about how sustainability is driving new product development within RS Pro. So as I mentioned, it's the own brand of RS Components and also Allied Electronics, which is our operating brand in the Americas. So with a focus on sustainability, the range is also backed with amazing quality, with auditing, inspection and testing, resulting in a 3-year warranty. So there is quality there, massive range as well in terms of choice of over 70,000 products across hundreds of categories, from automation and control through to tools, through to consumables and many more. So I will now hand over to Ronald and he can tell you, and Ian, and they can tell you a bit more. Thanks, Ronald.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sean. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for attending the webinar. Okay. So I'll be discussing more on the RS Pro Sustainable Development in terms of the background, how we support the development on this one, and what we are doing. So let's start first with the RS value proposition, which composed of 3 cores. That is quality, choice, and value. We ensure that all our products pass rigorous quality process based on international standards before we award our RS Pro seal of approval. Our products cover 1 to 3 years warranty, depending on the product. Second is choice. We have the widest range of products and solutions, choose from serving different industries like utilities, power, food and beverage, electronic, machine builders, and others. And the third one is value. Our own brand that you can trust with quality and price to support growing sustainable products and solutions, from test and measurement, automation and control, tools, consumables, electronic products, and others. A part of our evolution, we support the path leading us from private label to own brand. As discussed, we provide a combination of quality, choice, and value that makes RS Pro smart choice for our industrial supplies. RS Pro was made for you to provide the right product and solution in varied wide range. Okay. Patronizing RS Pro will drive customer loyalty for whole RS Components and Allied as main RS Pro channel to sell our own brand. Quality and choice, we cater cross-industry, technology, quality offers ensures customer to buy brand that they can trust, saving time and money with a very competitive price. Third is the solution and sustainability. Single global brand continuously increasing product solution and sustainable choices. These are the main reasons why we exist and make our brand relevant and necessary to the industry. Okay. Evolving forward sustainability, we build our existing value and to drive more. In a nutshell, for RS, we offer services like recycling, repair, maintain, carbon footprint reduction plan, circular economy, plastic and packaging, build sustainable, buy sustainable, and industry focus. This is making things amazing happen for a better world. Okay. In terms of the RS Pro, we offer product and solution, sustainable alternative solutions, product flagging, responsibility, and ethically sourced. Okay. To support all of this, RS Pro will launch sustainable product quarterly, namely on Q1, we'll be launching IoT smart connectivity. For Q2, it will be energy efficiency. For Q3, electrical connectivity. For Q4, waste management. So please watch our product launches and future webinars for these topics. So RS Pro is committed to ensuring the highest ethical standard throughout our business and global value chain. First, we face the challenges. Aside from legal and compliance standard, we need to collaborate strongly with our suppliers. It is also important that our customers share their values to RS. Second, find best solution. Adhere to global principles and recognize partners to adopt robust standard and ensure suppliers are also compliant with our code of conduct, signed ethical trading declaration. We also proactively working with suppliers to raise ethical and environment standards, embedded ESG objectives, environmental, social, and governance into strategic partnership. So overall desired outcome to meet these demands, in addressing this, we have accelerated our focus on responsible procurement and strengthening over the coming year. Last year, RS Pro was UN Global Signatories, introduced ethical trading declaration, enforced ESG audit program with 80 audits conducted for 2 years, partners with SEDEX to improve supply chain visibility. We were awarded the EcoVadis Gold Medal rating. From last year Global Suppliers Conference, we asked our suppliers to set science-based carbon reduction and to develop more sustainable solution for customer. So now I'll be turning you to Ian to discuss more on the product range of our RS Pro offer.
Well, thank you, Ronald, and hi to everybody there. So we have really 4 major product launches focusing around sustainability for FY23. I can just toggle into full screen there. There we go. So around the Internet of Things, we have IT, lighting, UPS, sensors, smart home, office. Energy efficiency, we'll be looking at contactors, circuit breakers, drivers, relays, batteries, power management. Electrical connectivity, we'll be looking at connectors, cables, PCBs, LEDs, soldering, sensors, enclosures. And waste management, laboratory equipment, measurement, inspection, flow sensors, and solar. So they will start coming in beginning Q1. So Internet of Things is spread over quite a few product families. We'll be introducing just shy of 1,000 products into this group. There'll be things like network testers, HDMI displays, network switching, connectors, cabling, transducers, encoders, and many more. We're adding roughly 500 products into the IO-Link connectivity portfolio. So IO-Link is an open communication standard, allowing other IO-Link devices to communicate with one another. And some of the products to be added into the range, proximity sensors, inductive sensors, laser sensors. We're adding roughly 1,500 products into the energy efficiency portfolio. Things like battery monitors, charging cables, converters, power regulators, power supplies, temperature sensors, fans, solar connectors. So in closing, you'll find RS Pro suitable for just about any environment, from manufacturing, electrical installations, the product office use. The range is exhaustive, and our website has various intuitive search functions to help you narrow down the selection. Our range is growing constantly, and I'll hand back now for questions and answers. Thank you.
Excellent, brilliant. Thanks, Ian and Ronald. So yeah, as you can see there is a massive range of products that RS Pro provides, and that really is at the forefront of the product development and NPIs that we'll be launching over the year across sustainability ranges. It is also worth calling out a lot of these products will be stocked in local warehouses. So in terms of availability for when you need them, we have warehoused 13 global DCs for RS components globally, but that does include warehouses in both Singapore and Sydney. So a lot of these RS Pro NPIs and existing ranges, along with products from many of our other suppliers, are there ready for you when you need them. So I'll just I'll come back to see if there's any. I think a lot of the questions have been answered already in the chat. Let me just quickly have a look here. Hugh, are you still on the call? Hugh, not sure if you're still there.
Hello. Yep.
Oh, yes, there we go. A couple of questions here that from yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you. All good. So there's a couple of questions that were in the chat around ABB. Have they been used for any mission critical facilities like data centers?
Yep. Hi. Can you repeat the questions?
Yeah, so has ABB Ability been used for any mission critical facilities like data centers?
Yes, definitely. We have a couple of local data centers in Malaysia. I'm very sorry, I only have the Malaysia references because I'm stationed in Malaysia. So we have actually two major end users in the data center end users in Malaysia. So it's actually running, especially on the asset manager, because just now I'm actually introducing energy manager and asset manager to the data center critical missions clients. They have their own BMS systems to actually monitor their energy management perspective. So we are able to actually have further discussion on that. But they are actually very appreciating on our asset manager because this helps them to understand especially their ACBs, MCCBs, and especially on their UPS system as well on the preventive maintenance perspective. All right.
Great, thanks. And I think you did cover this, but just confirming, Energy Manager, that can be used to monitor the system remotely?
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. And the final one I think we had, can you put ABB Ability only on enabled devices?
Let me understand first. If let's say enable devices, which means that the devices that ABB connected to our ABB, I will assume that this question in this meaning. We also have a third-party software called Omni that able to connect the other components, non-ABB components, into our energy manager and our asset manager as well. So if let's say you are already have a electrical system in your plant, which is I classify as a brownfield, so you are using other brands of the energy monitoring meters, then we can actually have discussions on how to link all these things using one of our third-party software called Omni. So this will actually allows us to monitor and use back the energy manager and asset manager as well.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks again. So thanks to Hugh. If there's any final questions, if you want to put them in the chat while I just go through the last few slides. Now, I just wanted to mention for our customers in Southeast Asia and ANZ, we do produce a quarterly e-brochure, and there's a focus this quarter on sustainable technology. So you will see all of the brands that have talked on this webinar featured in that, as well as a number of other technologies, categories, and solutions that you can find through RS. We will be providing the link to that e-magazine in the follow-up email that we send to all attendees, as well as the recording and the slides. So I'd encourage everyone to check that out. Here again, we will share this with you, but here are the contact details. If you do have any queries, you'd like to talk to one of the sales team in your local market, I do understand there's a number of people who've joined the webinar from the USA. So whilst the magazine I just mentioned isn't for the USA, we will share the details of our colleagues in Allied with you if you want to follow up on any of these queries or products with the team in the Americas. Also, and again, we will put the details in the email that we send out to everyone, but if you have not ever purchased with RS Components before, there is an offer depending on the market you're in with a discount off your first time purchase. There are some exclusions that apply, but all the details will be in the email that we send to you. So an extra incentive if you're not an RS customer to purchase with us, make your purchase with us and see the range of products and services that we can help you with. And that finishes us up for today. So I'm just having a quick look at the chat to see if there's any last questions. Doesn't look like there is. So finally, thank you everyone for attending from wherever you are around the world. Also a massive thanks to our presenters today and the insightful presentations. And we'll be in contact with more details on email. So thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day.